Welcome, welcome to Let's Be Love. This is your girl V, and today I have a lovely couple, TJ and Thaddeus. Thank you both for joining me.
No
No
problem.
problem.
I always ask people when I say the word love, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Us.
Yeah, us. I like that. Now, I know the two of you are engaged. In a little bit, we're going to talk about how you met and a little bit about the two of you. And then we're going to spend some time talking about what it's like to be an openly gay or bisexual man nowadays. So, TJ, tell me when you knew that you were attracted to men as well as women. When did you have those feelings?
um, I think it started when I was like 25, 27. I was like, okay, I'm bisexual, man.
Right.
I knew it myself.
So you didn't have those feelings when you were younger?
No, I didn't have this feeling of younger. Actually,
And what about you, Thaddeus?
I knew I was a kid because I grew up with three older sisters, and so you remember B2K.
Oh, yeah.
When B2K came out, their little videos would be on and stuff, and they would be talking like, "Oh, he cute, this one cute," and my I must have slipped. I must have slipped up and been like, "No, Armarion cute." They never let it go. So it was Thaddeus like boys and he gay. So I was like, what you so I really started to look into it, and then I was like, I mean, I am attracted to guys, so I mean maybe I am, you feel me, but I still like girls. So it took me a minute to figure out what being bisexual was, but I knew about the homosexual part pretty early on.
Okay. Now, how did you come out to your families um, and your friends, and when did you come out?
I came out to my friends, and like that was 2 years ago in 2018. And my family, I mean my immediate family, just found out, I mean, about maybe last year. My mom, she just looked at me, she was like, I know.
Really?
I'm like,
all right.
Mhm.
but I mean, a mother know. If anybody know, your mama know.
Right. Now, when, where, and how did the two of you meet?
We met on Instagram, but I had been following him way before we actually like hung out, and so I finally, you feel me, gained the courage to ask him to link, and we hung out, and then we just
It was like the first day instantly. It wasn't even words. It was funny because we was like just chilling in my room, and then we looked at each other for like 15 seconds, but it was so strong. Like that,
he,
I was just staring at them. Like, I looked at their eyes, and then we didn't say anything about it. The next day, I was like, "Did you catch that?" He was like, "I caught it."
it was just weird because
And
I'm like, what are you in my head? I'm like, what is you staring at? Like, is you? It was one of those like instinctual things.
yeah,
Like,
it was like when I looked in his eyes, I saw me, and when he looked in my eyes, he saw him. And
Right.
it was just, and ever since then, it was just like we've been together ever since that day.
because it wasn't one of those like, wait, look, like I just locked on him, and seeing him lock back, I was like, that's somebody, like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know the two of you show a lot of love to each other openly. What's been your reaction from family members, co-workers, now that they know that you're dating another guy?
um, on my end, I mean, all everybody in my job, my friends, we just think that he's like he's hot. Your boyfriend's sexy as hell. I'll be like, and for some who don't they just be like, who is that boy? Like, he's hot. So when they find out it's my boyfriend, like someone just give me high fives. They're like, he's fine. Stuff like that. I mean, we haven't got any negative reaction besides like one or two people, but that was just through. It was a test of our love. They was really mad at it, really upset that we were together,
Hmm.
and because they had a liking for both of us. We just moved to our first apartment yesterday together.
Wow.
So we're sitting in it now. Like we just moved. We literally just
Wow.
signed our lease yesterday.
Congratulations.
It ain't nothing in here.
But us.
Right. That's all you need.
Yeah. So, yeah, so it's been a good feedback thus far, and I think that if people get to see us in this light, not just see us, him snuggling in my arms, or just
it
see us.
makes it makes people curious because
Yeah,
to see two two masculine dudes, it's like they automatically want to know, like, oh, who's doing what?
Yeah.
What position you play?
Right.
Like that's none of your business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the curiosity. That's what everybody really want to know. I think that's what the biggest thing people are looking at it like. They want to know what it is that we do when it's time to become lovey-dovey.
And really, the answer is we love each other, and that's all you need to know.
Exactly.
Right.
Because we talk a lot. People understand that one of the reasons why we're together, even when we have arguments, we might get mad. It might be silent for a little minute, but we're gonna talk about it.
When people say communication is key, that is not a joke.
It's
like
not.
That's really a key factor. Like
Especially with, and that's us because we may think it's like it is difficult. It's not difficult, but it's like we have to understand that we both are men.
And the thing is, even when it comes to an argument, if y'all have communication, y'all can sit there and argue and yell and do all that. But if there's no real communication, nobody's point's getting across. Y'all just yelling, and then y'all gonna split up.
Exactly.
Like.
So we make sure that was our number one thing was communicating. Like we make sure that if you feel some type of way about anything, you tell me, and I'm love you enough. I'll fix it, or we can find a resolution, a solution to the problem. I mean, that's again.
You got a great foundation because that communication is going to be the glue that holds you together.
Yeah, but really, we've been together down there every day.
Yeah, and we fought against people trying to break us up in the beginning.
Already,
like that was one person was trying. He told us he was, I'm gonna break y'all up. And again, and I told him I was like, as long as we're honest with each other, nobody ever gonna break us up because you can't. And then when the dude told me something about him, I was like, yeah, he told me that already. What else? Gonna get our lives are day to day because it's only gonna give you ammo to try to break us up.
Exactly.
And you're not gonna get that. Why would I give you ammo? You can shoot your gun with no bullets. That's
right.
So it's like we have, like you said, we have our foundation now is very strong.
It sounds like the two of you are best friends.
That's the best way to do it. Like you should establish some type of friendship before you try to create a relationship.
Yeah. And I wouldn't want to say. I wouldn't want my partner to be my best friend. I would want my partner to have his own best friend. I'm your lover and I'm your friend. And I'm everything else. Your best friend, you go have a best friend. As long as you are just your best friend, keep it that way. But I believe we should have our own outside life. That's a part of trust. All because we come together, you have to stop being who you are. I want you how I found you. Just remain loyal and remain honest with me.
Well, I have a hard question to ask you. That I think that there's a certain amount of judgment that goes toward Black men who are gay or bisexual that is worse than any other group. I think it goes really all the way back to slavery in terms of how we view Black male masculinity. So, back in slavery days, the Black man was the workhorse. He was physically strong. He was expected to work for hours on end. And then you look at modern times, the Black man excels in every sport that he's in. So he's very athletic. Even in terms of your voice, Black men usually have a deeper, stronger voice with more bass than any other race. So there is this ideology that Black men have to be even more masculine, I think, than other. And as soon as people find out that you're gay or bisexual man, they challenge your masculinity. So I've even heard some women say, as they're like looking at a gay Black man, oh, that's a waste of a good man.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, what do you think about that when people say you're not a real man, or again, look at that waste of a man?
I don't know. Like what somebody does in the privacy of their home behind their closed doors shouldn't define their entire personality. And like what you said about slavery and stuff, I feel like if you want to go a step after slavery, if you talk about how the Black man is viewed just in the general public as like the thug or a predator or whatever, it's one extreme or another. It's either you're this big thug that everybody needs to look out for, or you're gay and you're some sissy that, you feel me, like there's no in between. There's no it's one or the other. Like you're either a monster or you a fairy.
We have to be this persona. A Black man has to be strong. It has to be dependent. They have to be, like you said, masculine. They have to be. They can't be weak. They can't show no sign of weakness. You can't be You can't be nothing but a strong black man to the world. And that's not how life works. Like, we're all human. Just because our skin is darker doesn't mean we have to have extra shit on our plate. And I think that's the biggest stereotype with being a black man. It's just that I'm being a gay black man is having to live up to the expectation that the world set. And it's like I said, when soon as you become gay or bisexual, you don't have that chance anymore. It's stripped from you. When I first found out, like, man, I stopped sleeping with women. Period. I stopped dealing with women because that's not the stereotype I wanted to set for myself in general. But when you're bisexual, it's you like both. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not to women it's such a nasty thing.
I feel like it's only girls. Like, only girls have a problem with a guy liking guys. Like, I feel like a guy wouldn't really care as much if, like, he knew you were bisexual. Oh, you mess with girls too, that's fine. Like, but for a girl, it's like that's a deal breaker.
I watched a story about the gay football player. I was reading his story. I can't think of his name. Something Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez. Same thing with him. He was a force of nature, a strong, masculine dude. He was having, like, who liked men. And that, because when it came out, the story stopped becoming about what he did. It started becoming around, oh, he's gay.
Right.
Even when he murdered somebody, even they were still was he gay. I heard his ex-wife talking. She had an interview. She was crying. She was like, "It's not. It's just like it stopped being about my family, about the murder, about his health. It just started being about he's gay, and that drove him to, doing what he did. It's like, well, we shouldn't have that single story. You pushing people. People are pushing people like that. You can't push nobody out. You can't push nobody into the world. You want everybody want to push a gay man out. And they want to bash him when he's out. Like,
I really don't think people realize the severity of that. Like, you're making someone rather be dead than be on this earth. Like,
and live their authentic self, and that's like sad. Like I said, my father, he committed suicide. And that taught me a lot about that too. Like, people be so hurt by so many things. You don't know what the next person is going through. And then on adding your sexuality to be a thing on top of that, that's a big part of who you are. Us, like I said, being who we are, I feel like we can endure a lot of it. Again, because communication, we talk, and we have, I think that's what attracted to me. That's what's so attractive about him. He lives in that, and he stands for good representation of what it means to be a bisexual man. And I wanted to link myself with somebody like that. If I was gonna be with a man, I wanted to be with a man that was just as powerful as I was. Because I always believe my presence is power. That I live in that. But I don't want to be with somebody who, if I have to stand in the light, you want to jump in the dark.
Right. What would you say to young gay, black, or bisexual men who are struggling with the coming out journey? And so right now they're in that down low or in between phase. Coming out is scary. You have the fear of the rejection from your family. And then the thing that you both touched on is kind of like a challenge to your masculinity. So that keeps people in the closet. So what would you say to them, if their fear is coming out, that they're going to lose friends, family, or that everything about their masculinity is going to be challenged?
I would say to let go of that fear of being judged or looked at in a different light. And honestly, I I get why you're scared, but the reaction isn't it's well, I mean, I'm speaking for myself. The reaction isn't going to be as bad as you think. Like, anybody that leaves your life or gets upset or questions you or comes at you funny didn't need to be in your life to begin with, and they'll remove themselves once they find out who you really are.
Yeah.
But you'll also see that friends or people you may not even really talk to come to you and try to comfort you and give you advice and stuff, and it'll change you in a good way, because I feel like nothing good can come from living half of yourself. Know that the people that are your friends and the people that are around you know all of you, and it's comforting.
And it makes it easier, so that way when you do have to say to people, you lose people, you have this group of people who solid people who gonna stand by you.
To come out, it takes self-love and recognition, and you have to be 100% within yourself before you come out. I feel like, because if you come out and people hitting you with negative comments, it'll take a bigger toll on you because you weren't ready in the first place. You have to be really ready to face that and be complete in yourself and know who you are. before you come out.
But when I fell in love with somebody, I felt like I loved somebody before, but I never felt the way I felt about this person right here, you know. So it made it so much easier. The love made the like it brought light to the dark, you know. So it was a dark place, and he was like a light. It was like step into the light, you know, and then that's what happened, you know. So it made it when I stepped into the light, I didn't care no more about the next person because I just know this one person right here loves me and accepts me like wholeheartedly, you
Right. Look at Daddy just smiling from ear to ear.
know.
Wow. Well, I am so glad that the two of you have found each other and found
Thank you.
love. I know that you're both beautiful black men. You're both over 6 feet tall. So there's some women that are gonna be mad. That's just the way it is. Well, I want to thank the two of you for joining us today. Thank you for sharing your perspective. I thank you for just being bold enough to walk in your truth because a lot of people have not reached that point yet.
I thank you for looking at us and seeing that you saw love within us. Because that speaks volumes for us because it's like we do something right.
And it's a real underrated important message. Like I feel like this is something that more people need to know, and it doesn't hurt or cost to be open minded.
Yeah.
Like you know,
And you have a lot of couples on YouTube. We see a lot of gay couples on YouTube who don't talk about real issues. They're just doing pranks or
talking about what the fans want to hear
yeah,
about.
or they
Like,
talking about what they done and who'd you rather and all that. But I think it should be more of these conversations,
Right? Exactly.
because if these more couples like us keep talking about this and keep bringing light to this, then after a while it become like a new single story. It'll be over. It'll be a single story of love is love.
Exactly.
I said that should be the new single story. Love is love.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. Like at the end of the day, it's just all about love. Everyone just wants to find happiness and love in this crazy world. I wish you both nothing but success on your journey in life together. I just think you're a beautiful couple, and so I wish you many more years together.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you.
It
I want
meant
to
a lot
say
to
to
us.
everyone, just as a reminder, let's be love. Let's be the love that you want to see in this world. And so next